There's something in your home right now that could be slowly making your cat sick. Not a disease, not a parasite. Something you bought, something you placed in your house on purpose. And every single day, your cat is being exposed to it while you have absolutely no idea. The worst part is the symptoms don't show up immediately. They build up, quietly, over weeks, over months. And by the time your cat starts showing signs that something is wrong, the damage has been happening for longer than you'd ever want to know. These are 6 common household items that most cat owners have in their home right now. Some of them will surprise you, some of them might scare you, but all of them are things you can remove today in the next 5 minutes before this video is even over. 1. The candle you light to relax is anything but relaxing for your cat. You come home after a long day. You light your favorite candle. The room fills with lavender or vanilla or eucalyptus, and you finally feel like you can breathe. But here's what's happening on the other side of that fragrance. When a scented candle burns, it doesn't just release fragrance, it releases volatile organic compounds into the air. Toluene, benzene, formaldehyde, in small amounts that your human lungs can process without any trouble. But your cat isn't you. A cat's respiratory system is dramatically more sensitive than yours. Their lungs are smaller, their air passages are narrower, and they're breathing the same air you are, except they're doing it from ground level, where heavy chemical particles tend to settle. Scented candles with paraffin wax are the worst offenders. Paraffin is a petroleum byproduct. When it burns, it produces the same chemical compounds found in diesel fumes. You would never let your cat sit next to a running exhaust pipe. But a paraffin candle in a closed room, night after night, is doing a quieter version of the same thing. And it gets worse. Essential oil diffusers, owners who switched from candles to diffusers thinking they were making a healthier choice for their home might have actually made a more dangerous one for their cat. Concentrated essential oils like tea tree, peppermint, citrus, and eucalyptus are directly toxic to cats. Their livers lack a specific enzyme called glucuronide transferase that humans and even dogs use to break down these compounds. What passes through your system in hours can circulate in your cat's bloodstream for days. The signs are subtle at first. A slight wobble when they walk, drooling more than usual, lethargy that you might mistake for a lazy afternoon. By the time those symptoms become obvious, liver damage may already be underway. Tonight, before you light anything, check the label. If it says paraffin, if it lists essential oils that include tea tree, eucalyptus, peppermint, or citrus, your cat needs you to find a different way to relax. 2. Your cleaning products leave invisible residue your cat walks through every day. Think about this for a second. You mop the kitchen floor, the floor dries, it looks clean, it smells clean, and then your cat walks across it. Now think about what happens next. Your cat sits down and licks their paws. Every surface your cat walks on eventually ends up inside their body. That's not an exaggeration, that's their grooming cycle. Cats spend up to 50% of their waking hours grooming. Every chemical residue on your floor, your countertop, your bathroom tile gets transferred from surface to paw to tongue to stomach. Bleach-based cleaners, ammonia-based sprays, floor products with phenol, those pine-scented cleaners that make your house smell like a forest. Phenol is severely toxic to cats. Their bodies cannot metabolize it. It accumulates in their system and attacks the liver over time. And the exposure isn't dramatic, it's microscopic. Invisible traces, absorbed daily, compounding week after week. You won't see a single symptom for months. And when you do, a vet might never connect it to your floor cleaner because nobody thinks to ask. The fix is simple. Switch to cat-safe cleaning products or use plain white vinegar diluted with water for everyday surfaces. Your floors will still be clean, but they won't be leaving poison on your cat's paws. 3. That houseplant you love might be the most dangerous thing in your home. Lilies. If you have a cat and you have lilies in your home, stop this video and remove them right now. This is not an exaggeration. Every single part of a lily, the petals, the leaves, the stem, even the pollen and the water in the vase, is lethally toxic to cats. A cat doesn't have to eat the flower. Brushing against the pollen and then grooming it off their fur is enough. Ingesting even a small amount can cause acute kidney failure within 24 to 72 hours. And the survival rate, even with immediate veterinary treatment, drops rapidly the longer it takes to catch it. Lilies are the #1 plant-related cause of fatal poisoning in cats. And yet they're in grocery stores, in gift bouquets, in gardens, and on kitchen tables in homes with cats everywhere. But lilies aren't the only ones. Tulips, azaleas, sago palms, oleander, Dieffenbachia, pothos, and peace lilies all carry varying levels of toxicity. Some cause oral irritation and vomiting, others cause organ damage over time. The most dangerous part isn't the plant itself, it's the assumption that a cat won't bother with it. Cats chew on plants, it's instinctive behavior. They do it to aid digestion, out of curiosity, or simply because the leaf moved and triggered their prey response. Assuming your cat will leave a toxic plant alone is a gamble you take every day you keep it in reach. 4. The flea treatment you trust might be doing more harm than the fleas. This one is going to make a lot of owners uncomfortable. Over-the-counter flea treatments, especially those bought from pet stores or general retailers rather than prescribed by a vet, are one of the most common sources of accidental poisoning in cats, and the most dangerous mistake is one that thousands of owners make every year: using a dog flea product on a cat. Many dog-specific flea treatments contain a chemical called permethrin. For dogs, it's perfectly safe. For cats, it's potentially fatal. Permethrin toxicity in cats causes muscle tremors, seizures, and can lead to death within hours if untreated. Even products labeled for cats aren't all equal. Some contain ingredients that accumulate in your cat's system over time, especially if applied more frequently than directed or used on cats who are too young, too small, or already dealing with other health issues. This doesn't mean you should stop treating your cat for fleas. It means you should talk to your vet before you buy anything off a shelf. A prescribed treatment tailored to your cat's weight, age, and health is the difference between protection and poison. 5. Your laundry might smell like danger. Fabric softeners and dryer sheets contain cationic surfactants that are toxic to cats, and the exposure point is exactly where you'd least expect it. Your laundry basket, your freshly made bed, your warm clothes straight from the dryer, the same clothes your cat loves to sleep on. Cats are drawn to warm laundry for obvious reasons. But when they knead, nuzzle, and sleep on fabric coated in softener residue, those chemicals transfer to their fur. And the grooming cycle takes care of the rest. The symptoms of cationic surfactant exposure are deceptive. Mild cases look like drooling, mild mouth irritation, or a brief loss of appetite. Things most owners would never connect to their laundry routine. Over time, with repeated exposure, the effects compound: oral ulcers, gastrointestinal inflammation, respiratory irritation from inhaling residue on warm fabric. The simplest fix is switching to a fragrance-free, cat-safe detergent and skipping fabric softener altogether. If you use dryer sheets, remove them before your cat has access to the laundry. Your clothes might not smell like a meadow anymore, but your cat won't be quietly ingesting chemicals every time they curl up on your favorite sweater. 6. The one thing almost every owner has on their nightstand: medication. Human medication is the single most common cause of pet poisoning reported to animal poison control centers every year. Not because owners are giving pills to their cats, because a pill falls on the floor and disappears before you notice, and your cat, who notices everything that moves and hits the ground, finds it first. Ibuprofen, acetaminophen, antidepressants, ADHD medications, sleep aids. A single tablet of any of these can be fatal to a cat. Acetaminophen is the most dangerous. One regular strength tablet can destroy a cat's red blood cells and cause fatal liver failure. Cats lack the metabolic pathway to process it. What your body handles easily, theirs cannot survive. And it's not just pills that fall: open bottles left on counters, tablets pushed out of blister packs and left on tables, weekly pill organizers that aren't fully closed. Your cat doesn't know what these are. But they're small, they roll, and they're interesting enough to bat around and potentially ingest. The habit that saves lives here is the simplest one on this list. Every time you handle medication, close the container immediately, check the floor, and store everything behind a door your cat cannot open. Not on top of a shelf, behind a closed cabinet, because the one time you forget is the only time it takes. The thing that ties all 6 together. Here's what I need you to take away from this. Your cat is not equipped to protect themselves from these things. They don't know that the candle is poisoning the air. They don't know the floor is coated in chemicals. They don't know that the lily on the table or the pill on the floor could kill them. They rely entirely on one thing: you. Not your love, not your intention, your awareness. Every single item on this list is something you can check in the next 5 minutes. Walk through your home tonight with different eyes, not as a person who lives there, as the person responsible for the small, silent creature who trusts that this space is safe because you made it that way. They can't read labels. They can't open windows. They can't call a vet. All they can do is trust that you already thought of everything they couldn't. So think of it. Tonight, before you go to sleep and they curl up next to you in the space they believe, with everything they are, is the safest place in the world. Make sure they're right.